Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashatadishatari Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashatadishatari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, everybody. Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare. Jayo Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda Radhe, Jayo Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda Radhe, Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
So welcome everyone for the fourth session, and today we have a very interesting topic, and one of the topic which is one of my favorite topic also, because it talks about our day-to-day work. So basically it's a topic about the karma yoga and art of work. So before we start, we offer our prayers to the Guru Parampara. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjalakshadakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Tadata Swapadakam Vande Ham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Patakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavansha Shri Rupam Sahagana Raghunatham Ansatam Chichima Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devi Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Bharita Shri Vishakam Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaurav Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So with the prayers at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, we will today try to understand in next 40 minutes around this topic, and the name of the topic is the art of work. So from an overall what we are trying to cover, so in Bhagavad Gita, So there are out of these 18 chapters, there are two dedicated chapters around Karma Yoga. Yes, so you can understand the importance of this particular section, and it is so directly related to everything what we do in our day-to-day life, and and uh, how we do it in such a unorganized and imperfect manner in the absence of the knowledge what is already given in our Vedic scriptures in Bhagavad Gita. So, although to explain the entire concept of uh, Karma Yoga and how we should be working in our day-to-day life, and covering everything in 40 minutes is almost next to impossible. But we will still try to cover some very fundamental concepts around it. That so it has so there's some take home for all of you to have some glimpses of the depth of information, depth of knowledge what we have in our scripture, and then as we connect more over next few weeks and few months and few years, hopefully, we will understand it in more depth. So. So we'll try to understand that how we should be dealing with our day-to-day life, day-to-day work, how we handle the problems, what exactly the meaning of a good work and a bad work is. So, you might have heard, that every kind of karma it has a reaction. What does it actually means? And in the last, we will try to touch upon this aspect that even if I want to do something wrong, oh, even if I'm so sorry for this. So even if I want to do something, I don't want to do something wrong. Still, I end up doing it. So I don't want to do certain things, and still I end up doing that. Why it happens, and what is the reason around it? So these are few things which we'll try to touch upon today, hopefully, in the next 45 minutes. So before we go to the bit of detail, uh, how many of you how many of you read Bhagavad Gita or any kind of scripture on a defined frequency, maybe once a week or daily or once a year? That kind of. Anybody? A couple of people at least. Yes. Okay. But now at least you are reading at least every week. Yes. Most of the faces are familiar now. So at least this group is having a weekly frequency. Yes. Okay. So I have a question, very different sort of question, and you will be able to relate it, that why it is okay to read something which is not directly related to your economy. Yes. So most of the time we read and do things which is directly related to our economy, correct? So the whole education system, our graduation, post graduation, ultimately is to do a job or do a business, earn money, and this whole system is this built like this. Yes. So that's why we don't find another way to figure out that is there any other way to do things better. Yes. So how many of you use Google Maps? Everybody. Yes. Everybody use Google Maps. Yes. So when Google Map was not there, how you used to navigate the roads? Asking, correct? And what used to happen? We used to happen in a mess most of the time, correct? So I was living in Gujarat for almost 6-7 years. So in Gujarat, they have so Sri Guru was also with me that time. Gujarat, maybe you ask somebody, that sir, रास्ता कहाँ है वो? तो सीधे चले जाओ. Okay, सीधे जाके फिर ऐसे सीधे चले जाना, फिर ऐसे सीधे चले जाना. They will not tell right, left, anything. They will just tell सीधे चले जाओ. फिर सीधे जाके फिर ऐसे सीधे चले जाना, फिर ऐसे सीधे. They use word सीधा only. So you never understand that where you will end up. Correct? So we all used to get confused. Yes, कि इधर जाऊँ, and yes, and then that some people thought, yeah, this is the problem. Correct? And then they created this what GPS. Yes. So now you're almost right, correct? Our 70-80% problem solved हो गया है. So India is a complicated place, so still Google fails sometime, but more or less it tells you, yes, you reaches the time. Yes. So, but you never thought of, correct? Ever, although you are struggling every day, yes, going something there, like pan wale ko, asking, sir, where is this taxi wala? I'm not taxi wala is showing attitude, correct? I don't have time. Yeah, old days, like 5-6 years back. So not it's not that old, correct? So 6 years, 7 years back, if you ask that, you all used to do this, correct? And we used to struggle, not realizing that it is a struggle and there is a way out, isn't it? We are happy to, because we adopted that this is the way to live. रास्ता पता करना है तो स्ट्रगल ही करना होगा if you go to unknown zone. Yes, but then there is a way. Somebody thought, correct, and he figured out a way where there is a better navigation. Yes, and through this navigation, he every time, every single day practically, he helps you to reach to that destination. Correct. We also have a GPS, Iskcon man. Yes, we call it the Guru Parampara system. Correct. So we this area. So we need to build, we need to understand that it's okay to accept somebody, yes, who is having knowledge and where I don't have knowledge. It makes life very easy. So the fundamental of simplifying, so because our topic today is karma and work and all. So the ultimately will come to this point. Yes, the core of today's takeaway. Yes, so the simplest form, yes, to make your life easy, yes, is to find out first the person who can solve my problem. Yes, the problem is that we want to solve everything on our own. So then we go to this street, to that street, and that street, and then ultimately we stay. We just keep on. Either we waste time, or we waste money, or we waste something else. But and then we figure out. So long back, I heard a very interesting funny story. So there were two puppies in some urban city somewhere, Bangalore for say, yes, Mumbai, Bangalore somewhere. Very small, cute puppies. Bangalore, you see that it's everywhere. Yes, it's like the pet shops now almost equal to pawn shops after a few years. Yes. So two puppies, and they were not cousins. They were not cousins. They were like siblings. And somehow or other, by some destiny, they got separated. So one got adopted. One was adopted, and one stayed there only in the street. So this old Hindi movies, yes, Ram or Shyam, Ram become Gunda and Shyam become decent. Although they are brother, yes, but they got separated. Yes? Something like this. So this both. So one become Paltu Kutta and one become Faltu Kutta, and this one remain straight, one become a street, and another got adopted by somebody. So after a few days, so for a few months or maybe a year or 2 years, so what happens that they are nearby only, they don't know each other, but they just got separated. And because they are siblings, so one day this pet dog was going through in a car of his owner, and he was just keeping his mouth outside. You see that all these dogs, they're just keeping they just see what is happening in the world, and his owner is driving the car. Yes, so you don't know who is the owner actually, but yeah. So they both see each other, both. Yes, and they both recognized each other. Oh, this is my brother. Both. Yes, and this car just pass. So yes, and he goes away, and now both are thinking. Yes. So now so here's the question. So the pet dog, he look at his brother, who's a street dog, and see, oh, street, or is my brother standing there. Okay, and this street dog is looking at his brother, and feeling sorry. He is in miserable state. Like somebody is controlling his life. Hmm? So the question arises: who is better out of both of these? Any opinion? So a street dog struggles every day, but free. He can bark, he can bite. Yes, he can do anything. Pet dog has. Who is better? Both can't be better. There has to be opinion, that you have to get polarized in your thought. This or that, So who is giving vote for a street dog? Okay, and who is for the pet dog? Okay, so who is sorry? Both. Huh? Sorry.
That should be third option. See, comparison will occur, right? So because both will think I am not good.
We should not compare. Okay, that is also a fair argument. Yes. So you see the confusions. Okay, this is our social media confusions. Correct? ये ठीक है, वो ठीक है, हम सब ठीक है. Yes. This is a confusion of India also. Correct? Yes. कृष्ण भगवान है, वो भगवान है, मैं भी भगवान हूँ, हम सब भगवान हैं. A lot of different schools of thought. Yes, and everyone has his own logic and all. Correct? Okay. So the uh, street dog thinks. Yes, how free I am. I can bark, I can bite, I can run, I can jump, I can do whatever. Correct? And what is the poor state of my dear brother? We can't go out. He is a job, full time, 24/7. He has to take care of the house. He can't move here and there. He has no choice, kind of. Yes? And which sounds so logical, correct? But look at the thought of the pet dog. He's smart. What he's thinking. Let's see. I live in this house, which is on the posh premium location of Bangalore, Whitefield, Kormangla, where all the billionaires stays. I have a full-time driver. He drives the car for me. I don't have to worry about food. Okay. In fact, I have a choice to reject that I will not eat this. Yes. And my every single thing has to be taken care of. And I don't have to worry. And then for that I don't have to work also. So my boss, he all the time he's working, and he's not at home, then I am the actual owner of this house. Isn't it? Yes. And look at my brother. He only thinks that he's free, but he's not. Because anytime he can die. He thinks that he can bark, but he can't. Because if he bark, I can bark. Because I have somebody behind me. I can even bark at the lion. And tiger say I can go and fight. I can dare to. Because somebody is protecting me. Yes. All I need to maintain is my honesty and my connection with my Lord. Correct? So logical, correct? Yes. So our perception, you see, many of you might be thinking when I started this, correct, differently. But you see there's a different perspective. Yes. So sometimes we feel that dependency is a burden. But if you look at the spirituality with a more conscious mind, yes, if you are dependent on the Lord consciously, you become more free. So freedom is directly connected with the degree of dependency you have with the Lord. The more dependent you are, the more you become free. That's a very very subtle way of understanding. You see, in our practical life, when we were all small kids, on whom we were more dependent? Parents. So were we happy that time more or we? No brainer, correct? Because we were not supposed to worry about anything, correct? And they were supposed to worry about everything about what we do. Even if we do some mistakes, then yes. And the more we demanded our freedom, more we became rebellious against our own parents. हाँ नहीं रहूंगा मैं बैंगलोर जाके जॉब करूंगा मैं नॉट स्टे yes yes the more we invited struggle, correct. So all the karma, all the work what we do, so trust me that if you have not gone through Bhagavad Gita, if you are not reading Bhagavad Gita, if you are not understanding the flow of Bhagavad Gita, whatever karma you are doing, and if you are confused, yes, something you are not doing right, that is guaranteed. So I don't know anybody from on a personal level, but I can guarantee this. So the confusions or the reason of all these so many arguments in the society, so many personal level struggles and whatever we feel today, the very core reason of it is that we don't know how to handle, how to execute, how to work upon our own basic flow. So this story you will remember always, correct? Yes, because when I heard it first time, I think I think 2008, 2006 in fact. Yeah, so it always stayed in my mind. So this is so subtle, but I also used to think, yeah, that street dogs are better. Yes, okay, but yeah, it completely changed my perception. Okay, so so I, in not the previous class, but previous. So in the second session, if you recall, we ended with the session is even Arjuna was confused, correct? Yes, and we see that we get confused in so many ways. The way Arjuna was confused, right? So if you look at the very first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was confused. What should I do? And very strong logics he was putting, correct? That my family members, yes. So he was going on the morality. But what is the use of hitting anybody, for that matter? Then he was going on the more personal thing. That so hitting anybody is not good. Then what to talk about my own parents or my relatives? Correct. Then he goes more on a even more personalized thought that okay, even if I kill, what's the point? Because if you kill those with whom you actually enjoy. Yes. So I think in the last time also Harisha Prabhu was explaining, correct. So we don't enjoy luxury. We enjoy the appreciation we get out of luxury. Correct. So those people are not there. Then what is the point of it? Yes. So he was arguing with Krishna that okay, I mean I can renounce. I can go to forest. It's okay with me. Yes. So I should work. I should not work. So these kinds of confusion even Arjuna was having. So he was telling that I will give up, or even I can give my body. Lot of logics Arjuna was giving. So I take another example. Lot of things we do in our routine life, correct? How you evaluate that this is going right or not? How you evaluate? No.
What's the basis of outcome? Outcome.
No, so this is the example here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But otherwise, in practical life, how you?
What is the outcome of that? If it
Okay.
is correct, then we'll evaluate.
Okay. Okay. So you evaluate that it is right or it is wrong, correct? Correct. Okay. So how you define right and wrong? What is right? What is the definition of right and wrong? Okay, let's discuss that part first.
Intention is correct, then it is right. Intention is wrong.
So intention. So intention is the core word, correct? Okay. Anybody else?
But for a thief, intention is wrong, but it is his right.
So there is a counter argument. Okay. Anybody else? It is subjective. Yeah. So intention, subjectivity is another point.
Depends
Okay.
what is our aim, basically.
Okay.
What is our aim?
Aim.
What is our objective?
Okay.
So if the objective is to steal something, so if he is getting that, he is successful.
Anybody else? This.
If it doesn't hurt another.
Sorry.
If it doesn't hurt anyone.
It doesn't hurt anybody. Yes. Okay. So this is good. So yes. Or it is bad. It is good. Yes. Obviously yes. Yes. Huh?
Same time I should not get hurt.
But same time I should also not be get hurt. Okay. That is also equally right. Yes.
If suppose in case killer is hanged,
Huh?
if a killer is getting hanged, then it cannot be.
Okay. So, yeah. So killing. Yes. So killing is right or wrong?
In that also depends.
Yeah. So whom you are killing also important, correct? Yeah. Killing a huh? Or right animal or wrong animal. Yes. Yes. Or it is animal or human. Yeah. That is also that is also a factor, correct? Yeah. So it is killing also. It's a murder and killing to an extent the same thing, correct?
But there is no actually right and wrong, right? Because there is lion eats deer, right? That is a food cycle.
That's why subjective it is.
So another argument. There is no right and wrong, correct?
Yeah, I mean to say there is a duty, like I mean to say in the life the things happens, right? You have control. So it is just that if you think the duty and you keep on doing, I think there is no right and wrong.
There is no right. This is also another argument, very strong. Okay, and these are all valid arguments. You see that this, yes?
So the world is confused like that.
You were saying something.
Might be right for one but wrong for another.
It's right for one and wrong for another. Yes. See, so Srigol Prabhu is a doctor, correct? Mataji, Madhyatika Mataji is a doctor. So for doctors, patient is good, correct? From that perspective, if there are no patients in doctor, what they will do, isn't it? Yes. Somebody's pain is somebody's gain. Yes. This is the law somehow or other. Unfortunate, correct? Yeah. So you see, this whole right and wrong, good and bad is very subjective. Correct? And this is what, like, where Arjuna was also confused, correct? So you see there are multiple examples here. Yes. So killing. Yes. It's wrong, correct? Killing somebody is wrong. But killing for the security of the nation becomes right, isn't it? So doing charity is good. Yes. But charity to terrorist organization. But some people do it, correct? It happens, correct?
That is right
Yes.
for them.
It is happening, correct? Yes. It's a different topic, not for this forum, but yeah, it's happening. Yes. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Charity for conversions. Yeah. This is the. Let's not go there. Okay. That's post prasadam discussion. Okay, we can do that during prasad. Me and Shiva will discuss a lot around it also. Okay. So let's, whatever you have said, let's hear about that only on this slide. Okay. So as Mataji said, action itself might not be wrong or right. We can pursue it differently. Yes. And it depends upon the situation, people's perception, different thing and all, correct? But at the end of the day, there has to be a right definition, isn't it? How you define. That's the whole point for what we are discussing today, correct? So how we conclude, because our decision of right and wrong or good or bad will define our action. Yes, and that action will ultimately get converted into our day-to-day work. Yes, and on that we will get some outcome, and on that our whole life is dependent upon, correct? So we can't stay in a confused state forever. Correct? So I will tell it again and again that Bhagavad Gita is not a religious book per se. Okay, if you are hearing it somewhere else, they are telling it right. Because it doesn't differentiate humans and polarize them to a particular sect. No. It is telling you that what exactly you're supposed to behave. It's a behavioral handbook. Okay, so when you buy a mobile or any washing machine, anything you buy, correct? So we can initial stage you get confused, correct? Yes. So what do you do?
User manual. User's manual.
Sorry, user manual, correct? So this book is a user manual. It tells you. So if you read Bhagavad Gita and something very related to that, and I think in one of the Q&A also question answer session what we had, I think a week back or 2 weeks back, we discussed this question that in the Bhagavad Gita introduction, Prabhupada very beautifully explains. There is this one single para, and here Prabhupada is explaining, and I think you all should be very carefully be understanding this particular point. I mean, so what I'm going to say, if you remember these few lines, what I'm going to say right now, and if you carry it forever, it will again and again solve a lot of problems in your life. Because this I'm telling you from my own practical experience. So Prabhupada explains in Bhagavad Gita introduction. He explains that spirituality per se is the combination of 5 things. Okay, and I would like everybody to remember this today. So what are those 5 things? Anybody can guess? Any guess? What 5 things combines spirituality? Everything, all scriptures, books, whatever we are trying to do today. Yes, these combination of these 5 things is everything what we pursue. Okay, karma. Okay, no, one by one. Okay, karma is 1 point. Okay, taken. Yes. Sorry, where is truth? Truth. Okay. There are 2 tables. Sorry. Discipline. Okay. Devotion. Okay. What else? Knowledge. Oh. Recognize yourself as soul. Okay. Anything else?
Gratitude.
Gratitude. Okay. Dharma. 5 से ज़्यादा हो गए, correct? Yes. Okay. So I request everybody you should have Bhagavad Gita at home to read, not to put in the shelf. Yes, it is important. Okay, and your answers are even convincing me more that you must have. Okay, because they are really wrong. Okay. So whatever we perceive, it's a combination of 5 things. What are those 5 things? Karma is right. Okay, the first one factor is karma. Okay, but I would say it's a fourth or third point. Okay, so one is kal. Kal means time. Okay, second is prakriti, nature. Prakriti, kal, karma, jeev, and Bhagwan. Okay, remember these 5 words always. It should be printed in your consciousness forever. That whatever we do in our life is a combination of these 5 things. Okay? Because our topic today is karma, work. Correct? So how it is impacting and how? So right now what we are doing? Right now there's a time 5:30 to 7:30. There's a time. We are sitting somewhere. Correct? Prakriti. Correct? We are doing something. Karma. Correct? And there are people. And there are God. This is the absolute perfect state. Yes. Now what happens in most of the time? Yes, we always have Prakriti, we always have time, we always have karma, we always have Jiva. But we don't want to remember that there is a God also. So, like, how many people how many of you work in some corporates? Most of you, correct? So when you do a project, and when that project is successful, you celebrate it, correct? Yes. And one person tried to claim कि उसी ने किया है, correct? Yes, isn't it? कि मेरी वजह से ही हुआ है, isn't it? Yes, this is very common, correct? Yes, he don't understand that somebody built the company. Yes, somebody gave you seat, somebody gave you chair, somebody gave you designation, somebody empowered you. Yes, somebody was running the AC, paying the bills of it. Yes, somebody got the lead, somebody got the business, and then ultimately it happened. And at the end of the day, there is the owner of that company also. But this person thinks, what? What he thinks? I am running this company. Yes, and somewhere we all think that we are running this world. This is the universe, and I am standing in the center of that universe. This is how we think. Trust me. We all think. We all, A to Z. Now, I'm not also no exception. Sometimes I also think like that. Okay. Yes. So we all think. What we think. What we think. So what it is said in Bhagavad Gita. भोग ऐश्वर्य प्रसक्ता नाम तया प्रहत चेतसाम अहंकार विमूढ़ आत्मा कर्ता अहमिति मन्यते. This is a shloka in Bhagavad Gita. Ahankar vimud atma. In the ego, somebody who's gone mad thinks karta aham iti manyate. वो सब मानता है. Manyate. He believes that karta aham. I am the doer. Yes. And in this way we pursue our work. So this is the big scam, yes? Yes. Yes, we have been wrongly be taught. You see, why there was no confusion in the past? Because in the old time, Gurukul, they used to teach both the things. People used to balance. The school only they teach them, Bhagavad Gita. They understand, okay. Yes, so even the Rajas were Raj Rishis. Yes, they were Raja and Rishi combo. Yes, yes. So they were able to understand it. Yes, but we are not able to. So you always remember this, okay? So the problems in our karma, the fundamental core trouble what we all are facing in our life is this only. That these 5 things what I discussed. Yes, you remember these 5 things? Yes. In these 5 things, we keep God aside and put ourselves in 2 positions. That I am the doer, so I am Jeevan, I am Bhagwan both. Yes, and then we mess up everything. But you do any karma, any work you do, where the connection in the same calculation, if the connection between this Jeev and this Bhagwan becomes stronger, yes, that is only the definition of bhakti. And that is the best way to live life. And for that, you need to understand what is karma, and then you will understand how you define what is good karma, what is bad karma, what we are discussing right now. Correct? So everything is a karma. Even your thought is also subtle karma. Correct? So we will not go into too much of depth of it. But from a conceptual perspective, understand that you can do karma in 3 forms. And out of these 3 things, the way you will choose, yes, if the outcome of that, somebody was talking about the outcome, yes, who was talking about the outcome? You said the outcome, right? Yeah. So the outcome of your action is strengthening your connection with the Lord. Yes, then it's a right. If that is not strengthening, it becomes automatically wrong. It's as simple as that. Okay. So karma can be vikarma as per Bhagavad Gita. What is vikarma? Anybody? With the Hindi
Doing something
translation.
Doing something there, but think there, I'm not a doer.
No, I mean that is not vikarma. Yes, that's right. Yeah, vikarma is wrong.
I define all karma.
Yeah, you defined a karma. Very nice. Yeah. So see, there are scholars here. Yes. Oh, nice. Yeah. So vikarma is what is wrong, fundamentally wrong. Robbery. Extreme example. Yes. So they are micro vikarma. Yes, you're sleeping in the class. It's a vikarma. Yes. So as a student, you go to class and you sleep there. It's a vikarma. Like lighter version. Yes. So you were supposed to do this. You're not doing that. Yes, or you're doing actually exactly opposite. You are a student going to school and not doing there everything other than study. It's the karma, correct? For a student, you are employee. You are paid for 8 hours, and you are sitting in pantry and abusing management. It's a karma, correct? Yes, and you will get reaction because somebody will hear and then you will tell the appraiser boss you are doing this. Correct? These are all. So karma is not always that you are running with guns and knives and you are killing people and all. Yes, it's not. There are extremes. Yes, but they are at micro level also. We keep on doing some karma. Yes. Sometimes people go exactly opposite. They go mute. Correct? They don't do anything. They just sit. Yes, at home, at school. Yes, yes. So not doing anything is also equivalent to doing something. Correct? वो क्या कर रहा है वो कुछ नहीं कर रहा है. Yes, that is also that नहीं करना भी कुछ करना है. Correct? It is not doing anything. So it's just sitting. Yes. So like again students, again same employees. You must have seen many employees. वो कुछ नहीं करते हैं वो आते हैं चले जाते हैं. Yes, or so that is also not a very thing. Yeah? Then there is called sakam karma. What is the sakam karma?
Doing with expectation.
Sakam karma means?
Yeah.
Sakam is not always good. But this is good for you. Sakam karma means doing something with a very clearly defined outcome. Yes, just like our jobs. Yes. So we do our job to follow paychecks. Yes. And with that paycheck, for whom that paycheck is? For government. Okay. And after that, for PVR, Cinepolis.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So we do lot of karma. The ultimate aim of that karma, if the ultimate aim of that karma is the sensual excitement for our own self. Yes. Try to think it from that way. Yeah. So, and it also happens in a multi-layered fashion. Yes. So that sometimes it's very straight. Yes. That I will earn my salary and I will go to pub. Straight. Correct? Because I can't go because today I can't afford. That is straight. Yes. Sometimes it becomes subtle. Correct? So I will go to somewhere. Okay. But ultimately the objective is that how I will become sensually happy. That is the objective. So we covered a lot of slides actually in this discussion. Yes. So that is a sakam karma. Yes. So in a very subtle way you understand at a unit level. So a person go to job because he is talented. He got a job. He earned money. He bought some food and he ate because he earned it. Yes. So on the definition of Bhagavad Gita, this is a sakam karma. This example was given to me when I was in 2000 when I joined Iskcon, and Shigar Prabhu gave me this example. Remember? When I was in college, when I just joined, he gave me exactly this example in year 2000. So this is you have done the entire cycle. Yes. So there were Jeev, there were Prakriti, there was time, there was action, and I enjoyed the result also. Okay. So Krishna is out. God is out of the cycle. Yes. Now how to add? Now in the same cycle, the food which I bought out of my own action, my own this thing, if I just create a route, yes, so I offered that food to the Lord, and then I eat. Then the fifth party is getting included, correct? Yes, yes, and that become what? That become nishkam karma. You are still eating. Your belly is still getting full. You are still getting satisfied. Yes, but what actually happens that you are including and you are rightly addressing whom you were supposed to address, and then it becomes nishkam karma. So you won't get so somebody asked. I mean, somewhere in the presentation, these are the things, these are topics which are discussing. If somebody asked that why I should do, yes. So my life is okay because this cycle is okay. I do my job, I get money, and I roam around and all that. So the problem is that if it is bad, yes. So if you are doing something wrong, then definitely you will get the karma, correct? See, if there is a fire and you put your finger inside, what will happen? So if a 2-year, 3-year-old kid is doing it, then what will happen? So can he claim, "Okay, I'm ignorant"? No, correct? So you know or you don't know. If you don't do right, you get the result, irrespective of you know or you don't know. You believe or you don't believe. You say I'm atheist. So what? You may think anything. That's fine. Yes, but these are the laws of karma. Correct? So if something is wrong you are doing, then definitely you will get the outcome. Yes, because we discussed last class, correct? Because we work on the level of mind, correct, which is sensual. Mind and senses are the friends, correct? So on the level of sensuality, you will end up doing something sinful. You will get the reaction. Now the point is that if you do something even good from your definition, yes, this happiness what you will get, correct, that is also temporary. Yes, so Prahlad Maharaj, so tomorrow is the Nursing Chaturdashi. Lord Narasimha. So tomorrow is Nursing Chaturdashi. So Prahlad Maharaj and Lord Narasimha. So Prahlad Maharaj made a very interesting statement. Prahlad Maharaj said, he was 7 years. And so Prahlad Maharaj said that your suffering starts in this material world the moment you start trying to become happy. And think, such a practical statement. Yes. So right now you're living a peaceful life, for example. You're living in your 2 BHK. Yes. Yes. Paying all the EMIs. Yes. Counting money. Yes. And waiting for the next appraisal. Yes. And you define it is already peaceful. Yes. And then somebody gives you a bug in your brain. Why don't you become a billionaire? Isn't it? So many people are becoming. So at that moment your trouble starts. You are happy actually, you are settled, correct? This is what Prahlad Maharaj said. So the moment you, in this material world, the moment you try to become happy, your suffering starts. Correct? So the problem is that what we're defining as happiness is also temporary. Yes? So you bought a car Yes, and now you have to manage the petrol. Correct? If you don't have car, then you want to buy that.
So when we get the feeling of settled, it will be there, right?
Sorry,
When we get the feeling of settled,
feeling of settled.
now then you cannot see the improvements, right? Like, they are happy at that state.
Yeah, that's the right question. So we need to define the improvement. So fundamental problem is that we are not defining what is improvement. What you define improvement, that is important. So you want to improve the balance or you want to improve the character? That is the question. Correct? So if you want to improve the bank balance only, then the struggle will be different. And if you want to improve your personality as an individual, you want to purify yourself as an individual, you have to choose, correct? That what you want to improve, or you want to improve both, maybe. It's fine. Yes, but most of the time, in the absence of knowledge, we just want to see, this is the whole problem, correct? We have been taught improvement means bank balance का improvement. हम उसको subtle है, default मानते हैं उसको, correct? And all our karma, our work, our action, our thought process is plugged to this thought only. कि कैसे मैं इसको improve करूं? Yes. So you see, so a lot of things we covered. So like the karma, good karma, robbery. This is all we were discussing right now, correct? The theft, charity. So the problem with all these things is I'm just pausing on this thing with a good example here. That the problem with all these so-called happy actions are that their outcome is so temporary, and it again put you again in the same situation. Yes. So ideally, our action should be articulated or should be programmed in such a manner that it connects you better with the Lord. Yes. So we need to understand it, and it is practically possible. You see, Arjuna was not a poor, correct? And Sudama was not very rich, but they both are the devotees of a equal caliber, of equal status, correct? So having money or not having money or connecting everything with the capitalism is not required. Spirituality doesn't ask you to become poor. Spirituality asks you to become spiritually sincere. That you define your work in a very right manner, with the right protocol, with the right method, which Krishna is telling, which is basically explained in Bhagavad Gita, what you should be doing. Yeah? So Krishna is telling you to include him in your actions. Yes, and every single action which you perform in your life, every single action, yes, there is a right way to include God in that activity. Whether it is your family life, it is your job, it is your business, it is your relationship, whatever it is. Yes, and this is what Bhagavad Gita is explaining. So we cannot go into the depth of it, that how exactly to be executed and what are the practical applications and all. But I'm just giving you a very bird eye view, some glimpses that this is what we are supposed to do, not vice versa. Yeah, because you see, we need to understand that we as human, yes, only we as human has this opportunity to understand it. Yes, so you all must be knowing that how many species are there? 84? Yes, 84 lakhs. It's a huge number, correct? Yes. So out of this 84 lakhs, how many human species? Yes. Scholars they have good, decent understanding. Yes. So only human has this opportunity to deeply understand this factor, and we are so comfortably wasting it. See, so somebody told me long back that a beggar has 10 rupees. what is his maximum capability to lose? 10 rupees, correct? Somebody is a millionaire. Huh? So his capability of lose is more. Correct? So when people lose money, who is most unfortunate? Who is having more? Correct? So if a animal is wasted his life because he got birth as an animal because of whatever XYZ karma he had, yes, then it's understandable because he's not having that richness. But a human has the capability and still choose to lose and don't act upon the way he was supposed to. Then he is more unfortunate. Correct? And you all were sitting here now knowing this, and now still knowing this, you don't do it. Then you become even more. So, a lot of people, yes, in this world, yes, lot of people don't know. Yes, there is Bhagavad Gita and something like it is written. Yes, so because they don't know and they could not do, they still have argument. I was not aware of. But now you are aware of. And it becomes more important, correct? Yes. So the knowledge brings opportunity, and knowledge also makes you susceptible to become more unfortunate. Yes. So somebody is diseased, correct, and he don't know how to treat. It's unfortunate. But somebody know how to treat myself, and still he ends up doing something wrong. Yes, then he's really unfortunate because that doesn't make a mistake. Yes. So when mistakes are repeated, what it becomes? Huh? No, it becomes negligence. Yes. So mistakes are not crime. Negligence is crime. Okay. So if you are negligent, then negligence is a conscious effort of not doing something which you know you should be doing. Isn't it? Yes. So that effort is important. Yes. And our consciousness, so on which state we should reach, which is something shown in this picture. Yes, right now. So the bank cashier, correct? He deals a lot of money every day. Lakhs of money count, gives this, that, yes. But he's not attached. You know it is not mine. Yeah, aega aur jayega. It's finished. Yes, I will get what I'm supposed to get in this world. He deals with money, yes. If he starts becoming attached with that money, then he's gone. Correct? Even if you don't steal, yes, and if you just attach, देखो लोगों के पास कितना पैसा है, you look everyone's accounts. Yes, oh this money because he's having account of everybody, correct? You know, oh this money, this person is having this much money, this much money, this that, and but he will become inside. Yes, you are recalling. Yes, this is so. Yes, this is what happens with us, correct? Because we correlate something, everything as ourselves, the world, and in the center of me, and I correlate everything with my me. Yes, so he is having car, I am not having. So he is happy, I am not. This is decision nobody made. We made this decision, correct? And likewise, there are confusion. So we need to go, and so we discuss this. Yes. So like either you see, and now if we go back to our previous discussion, correct, where we were discussing that what is karma, what is akarma, what is right and what is wrong. Yes. So now you see that if something is done, so Arjuna had killed hundreds and thousands and millions of people. Yes, but he was detached. Yes, and he did for a purpose, and that purpose was authorized by Krishna. Yes, so he did it something for the pleasure of the Lord. However painful it was, maybe. Yes, seeing Vishnu Pitama, whom he was so attached, correct, and going him, so painful. Yes, you can imagine this. Somebody you love so much, his own son died. Imagine, yes, his own son died in front of him, and with a very unprofessional way. They killed him in a hastily tolerated everything. Yes. So all those things, although it was apparently suffering, but ultimately it was the right karma. So this is how we define what is right, what is wrong. Yeah. So on our own perception, right and wrong is very subjective. Yes. So if you really want to decide on an action that this is right or is not, yes, we need to take the reference. Yeah, and that reference is Bhagavad Gita. If you do anything without a reference, yes, this then is a hit and trial. Sometime you will do something which is logical, okay. Something you will end up something wrong. Okay? And then uska reaction will come out, and then you will try to figure it out. You will try to solve that out. Okay. So we'll quickly go. I think. So this is another example. So that these are all different karmas. Yes. So like I was explaining. So people do charity. For instance, I take a couple of examples. People do charity. So in the charity, again, what is the objective? Sorry. Sorry. Help others. Yes. But what is not even you think deep? Then even in the charity, sometimes there is subtle pride. I am doing it, or we think by doing this, I will be satisfied. So even charity which we do for our own satisfaction. Yes. So in Iskcon, what we do, we also do charity. Correct. What we do, we distribute prasad. Same cycle, correct? We bring food, cook, offer, and then we distribute. It becomes a perfect karma. Yeah. So everything can be spiritualized. Yes. This is the whole context. So this is also a very, I mean, it's a very important topic. And again, so we have just 5 more minutes to conclude the class. And it's a very big topic, very debatable topic, actually. Yeah, especially Gujarat it is not much debatable because 99% of people are vegetarians, but South it is tough. Yeah. Sorry.
Punjab is the most
Vegetarian state. Yeah, I don't. I mean, yeah, it might be. I'm saying that. See, uh, we will discuss it more, and I'm keeping it open for the debate also. Okay, I'm not arguing that you should accept it on the face of it just because of what I'm saying, and I'm more than happy. Me and Shiva are more than happy to accept the challenges coming out of this slide. Yeah, but the fundamental is that all the sins or all the wrong actions which we derive, the pillar of those are these four things. So, to conduct your life in a right manner, you need to hold on few principles. Yes. See, everywhere you go, again, I take the same example because a lot of people raise their hand that they are working in corporates and all. So, corporates have their corporate policy, correct? Yes. You can't go in shorts there. Correct? If your organization doesn't allow. Yes. In US, there are some organizations they allow, but at least in India so far, yes, you can't go in chappals there, correct? Yes. So they have a policy and they have an objective and they have a logic that why we are defining these policies. If you follow that, you are aligned. Correct? So similarly, in human life, if you need peace, okay, and if you need this 4 inches always balanced and at least peaceful to an extent, yes, you need to avoid four things. Consciously, you should avoid. What? Stay vegetarian. How many of you are vegetarians? Okay, I will recall. Okay, good. Okay. So, Those who are not, this is is not to demean. Trust me, this is not to demean anybody. Okay. We can debate. Okay, on this, we have been debating for so many years. Okay, and we are okay to debate even more. Yeah. Gambles. Okay, this this games, gaming, the gaming industry, a lot of nowadays. Yes. So our objective is to stay peaceful. Correct. So this gaming is a core word is gamus, G-A-M-U-S. It's a Greek word. Gamus means chance. Correct. So when you take chance, correct. So the moment you enter the state of taking chance, it's a state of confusion. Correct. Karun ki nahi karun. Yes or no. Yes. And the moment it is yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, your mind become agitated. Yes. And agitated mind you can't concentrate. If you can't concentrate, you can't become happy. Anxious state, you can't become happy. Correct. So this is another part. Third is intoxication. Self-explanatory. Correct. So alcohol and spiritual life go ill together. They don't gel. Correct. Or any kind of toxication. Yes. So we should. I will not ask this question. Who drinks or don't, but okay, but okay, it is understood. Yes, and then we should have a purity of relationship. So your male-female relationship should stay within the marriage life. Yeah. So if you follow this, your 90% problem is solved. If you don't follow this, then you would need to someday, ultimately, if you really need to align things. Correct. So this is all because our topic is that how to work. Yes, I am just trying to tell that how it will work and how it will not. Okay, so this is also very important shloka. Shanmukh Prabhu can read this one. Yeah.
यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठः तत्तदेवेतरो जनः स यत्प्रमाणं कुरुते लोकस्थदनुवर्तते.
So what is explained in Bhagavad Gita? See the why we all are so much confused and so much perplexed in so many things. Yes, because people around us like this. Correct? Yes, and we have been taught like this. Yes. So our parents were telling us, "Pado." Yes. Bada aadmi bano. This is what we have been taught. Correct? Bhagwan se daro. Yes, this is what we have been taught. Correct? Yes. And why they told? Because they understood like this. Yes. So if we try to understand God with our limited brain, yes, we can't understand simple, complex, moderately complex things in our life also. Correct? And we are trying to understand the life structure on our own way. It's tough. Yes. So Krishna tells that when people start behaving right, then they also influence other people. When they don't, then also they influence. Correct? So Krishna tells it very clearly. Whatever action a great man performs, the common men follow. And whatever standards is set by exemplary acts, the world pursues. Correct? Yes. So if you're inspired by cricketers, then we all go into cricket. When we inspired by movies, then we get diverted there. Yes. So, and that's why it's more important that people to follow standards. Yes. And then gradually, to an extent, people will start following, and your life and others' life will get more improvised. Yes. So I think this section we pretty much covered that whole around death and all this. Okay. And this one last point, maybe I think I will pause after this thing. That there was a slide, yes, around the exam. Yes, I wanted to bring that point there as well. That uh, although reincarnation, rebirth, and all those things we touched upon last time in a very small way. It itself is a very big topic to discuss and debate. But we need to understand that if you are a believer, if you are a theist, if you believe in God, you can't ignore the fact of reincarnation. It's not possible. The moment you tell I don't believe in reincarnation, you are atheist. Because if you say I believe in God, then everything is understood. That why one person is rich and one is poor, why one person is taking birth in in US and at the same time somebody is taking birth in a poor slum in Mumbai. Yes, so all this law of karma all get justified, right? So, but the moment you say I don't believe, then you have not to believe God also, correct? And then lot of other question comes. Okay, we can debate on this part. Yes, but what Krishna is telling, Sanmugru, you will read this? Yeah.
हरे कृष्ण यं यं वापि स्मरन् भावं त्यजत्यन्ते कलेवरं तं तं एव इति कौन्तेय सदा तद्भावभावितः.
So whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail. See, such a strong statement. It's such a strong statement. Correct? That at the time of that, what you will remember, that you will get next life. Yes? Now compare this with that exam of a student. So full year he was sleeping, yeah, in the class. Yes, and telling that how bad this school is. Yes, so books were there, but he was busy in putting books aside and abusing the system. Yes, then what is the obvious outcome? Failure. Correct? Our book is also aside. Correct? Our book is also there in some shelf. Yes, when we go to distribute Bhagavad Gita, 9 out of 10 people tell, हमारे पास है Bhagavad Gita. And I ask, कर क्या रहे हो? Yes. So our situation is not very different. Our book is also in the shelf, and we are not bothered to read, understand, and execute. Yes, and Krishna is telling, if you don't, then what will happen? Correct? Yes. So again, this is the important part. So this is we clear. This we already covered. So I will take the last point, which I covered in the previous class also. That all what we do, and I think in the starting may I explained that sometimes we don't want to do something wrong. Correct? We still we end up doing. Why? Anybody can guess why?
Lack of awareness.
We got so used to something again.
Yes. And what is the reason? So we discussed like 2 class before and then the second session, correct? So our mind plays very hard with all of us. Yes, and it forces you to take sensual decisions based upon sensual perceptions. It is very subtle. Yes, it will tell a diabetic patient to eat sweet. It will tell. So he knows, yes, that I should not be. This glucose level is a bit high, and I have a sweet tooth, so I can correlate with it. Yeah. So it will tell you should not, and you will end up doing it. Yes, you will end up doing a karma while knowing that you are not supposed to do that. Yes, and the core of it is, the core of it is, do you read this slope last? Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Adhakkena prayuktoyam.
No, Kamesha Krodesha.
Kama isha krodha isha rajoguna samudbhava mahashano mahapatma vidhena vairina.
So what Krishna is telling, that it is lust only, Arjuna, which is born out of, which is born of contact with the material mode of passion and later transform into wealth, and which is all devouring sinful enemy of this world. See, such a clean and clear statement from Lord Krishna himself. Yes. So what is this lust? The definition what we made today, correct? That keeping Krishna outside the picture and telling that I am the enjoyer of this world is lust. Lust is not always an erotic relationship between a man and woman. No. That word kam means that your intense desire to enjoy separately from Lord is the lust. And when that is not fulfilled, you become angry. Yes, and then everything goes on toss. Yes, so the reason we do things unwillingly, while we know our intelligence are weak, yes, and it tells you that this is not right, but because your mind is overpowering and is so much plugged with your senses, it forces you to do something wrong out of this lust. And that lust is your desire to enjoy separately, independently from the Lord. And then all the complications arises. Yes, and in order to do this, in order to overcome this situation and align everything, yes, what we need to do? What we need to do? We need to connect. Yes, and how we connect? So we discuss the senses, then mind, then intelligence, and then soul. There are four layers, correct? So you need to empower the intelligence. And how you will empower the intelligence? In your regular life, yes. How you empower your intelligence? Yes. And how practice comes? With knowledge. Correct? So if you don't know something, you learn that part and then start executing it. So for us, so we all need to empower our intelligence to control our mind in the right direction. Yes, and for that we need to read Bhagavad Gita because it's a knowledge. Yes, and we discussed last time this ABCD. Yes, we need to associate regularly. We need to read Bhagavad Gita book. We need to chant Hare Krishna, and we need to eat prasad, diet, and darshan. Correct. So this class, what we have every Saturday, yes, is the combination of these four things. So at least these four things we guarantee on this Saturday. So we associate with devotees. Correct. We read from Bhagavad Gita. We are going to chant one round, and we will be having darshan. Correct. So that every week we have a dose, booster dose. Yes, and we hope that it will keep the immunity high for at least 5-6 days, and then again you will come. Then again and we in between also you will keep on getting some messages and all that. Yes, just to keep the titer high. Yes, because the moment you go out of this building, yes, all this thought start capturing you and pulling you down. Correct? It's so naturally understandable. Correct? Yeah. So I hope it was like I could convey certain things which is very critical for to live our spiritual life in a very structured manner. So I think I will pause. It's already 7, and we questions. Okay, we'll just spend maybe 2-3 minutes, maybe 1 or 2 questions, and then we can take up the next part. Any quick question? I could not follow. When
we should not read Bhagavad Gita.
When we should not.
When to read,
When to read and when not to read.
I'm just thinking when not to read. I think there is no time when we should not read. We are struggling that make people read. Yes, not read is not an option. I think we should read whenever we can. The point is that we should read regularly. This is more important. Yes, not read का बहुत time है लोगों के पास. Anytime. Yeah, so I follow from where you are coming. See that there are some ritualistic patterns which have been installed in our brains. Correct? And it is very strong in southern part of India. Very strong, because the good part is that in South India, the temple rituals are very strong. We will have the best in India actually. You go to South India temples and all. I mean, the way they worship, the standards are extremely high and all. Yeah. But at the same time, the general people, they are kind of scared. Yes. And they have some inhibitions. Yes. So somebody was, few days back somebody was telling me that if you read Bhagavad Gita with your family, तो झगड़ा हो जाएगा आपस में. So people create some crazy theories, okay, and then start preaching also. Okay, so but these are not authentic thought process. Correct. So the fundamental, as I previously also said, the fundamental of a book is to read. That is why somebody has written, and it was written by Krishna himself has given this knowledge. So what other objective you will have other than that you read? Yes, that is the most fundamental thing. Correct. So regularly reading is important. So if you find time in the night, it is absolutely fine. Yes. So like japa, when we do in the morning usually most of the time. But अगर नहीं होता है तो दोपहर में, otherwise you can do in the night. You should not. Yes, in the night. But if there is a situation, so it's fine. Yeah. Anybody else?
भगवान परशुराम जी का गुस्सा कैसे justified है?
Better to ask questions relevant to the topic. These things we can take.
Yeah, I mean we can.
जैसे हमें सिखाया जाता है कि एंगर नहीं रखना चाहिए, लेकिन परशुराम जी जो थे वो अपने गुस्से से जानते हैं. तो
Yeah, so I will try to briefly answer it. So again, it's a very different topic. So we'll try to take within the today's this thing, but still I want to answer this. See so first thing we need to understand that when we define Lord, somebody as a God, correct? Then definition of human doesn't imply. Follow? So how we define God? We define God. The God is someone who can do whatever I can do, and who can also do something which I can't. Correct? This is how you define the God. Correct? So if a person, so let's say Parshuramji, if they have performed a particular activity, okay, which is beyond our spectrum of understanding, yes, so we might challenge that within our perspective, but that doesn't mean that act is wrong. Correct? Because they had a purpose. So it's a long story that Parshuramji, why he came and why he killed so many Kshatriyas and all. Yes? But then there is a logic behind it. Yes, because Lord do lot of things which we can't even imagine. Correct? So Krishna lifted Govardhan Parvat in a small finger. Yes. So if he can lift a pahad, entire hill on his small finger, he can do something very unobvious as well. Correct? Yes, and which we might not be able to understand. Yes, but then there is a logic which is given in Srimad Bhagavatam and lot of other places. Yes, so we need to go in the depth of it, that why it was done. So likewise, there are many questions. Correct? Why Krishna had 16,000 wives? Correct? Why Hanumanji ka pooch become so long? Correct? Why how Hanumanji can burn the entire Sri Lanka? Yes, a lot of things we can challenge. Yes, but we need to understand that to understand something, we need to go in deep, and then it will be much easier. So I used to give this example when we were preaching in colleges, that so many people keep this pets and pets. Lot of people nowadays in Bangalore, lot of people everywhere. So when you teach a pet certain things, what you can teach? You can teach lot of things, correct? Stand up, sit down, jump, huh? Handshake, lot of things you can teach, and he will learn. Can you teach him sin square theta plus cos square theta? Huh? So he will not understand, correct? How whatever you try, you will not understand. So for that pet, that doesn't exist, and in his community will deny it. ऐसा तो होता ही नहीं कि there is nothing called sin square theta. But we know it is happening, correct? We know it is happening because we have a better understanding of that subject, correct? So similarly, there are a lot of acts of God. See, this pet and we are the same group, 84 lakh, right? But Parshuram ji and we are not the same group, which is much beyond our imagination, correct? So what actions they perform is something, if we want to understand, we need to go depth. But it's easy to believe if we trust this factor that he can do things which I understand and he can do which I don't understand, then my life becomes very easy. Yes, otherwise I try to understand so many things and okay. So we'll discuss more around it. Yeah? It's not an invalid question, it's the right question, but we need to understand that few things we don't understand. Okay. Yeah, maybe last one and then we'll
If I want to take Buddhism for my and I want to take reference from the Bhagavad Gita, so how to search directly from there?
So yeah, so of course this search facility is not there that you just open the PDF and type and it will come. This is a question and this answer. Yeah. So so that on a lighter note, but yeah. So as I mentioned you the process, correct? So when a student come to 10th class or he comes to 11th class and he want to become a doctor or whatever he want to become. Now he has given books. Yes, these are 8 books which you need to read. Now you don't understand what he do. What he does? Tuition. So he go to somebody who knows. Correct? Because it is there. That person will open the book and tell it is written here. Because he already has gone through the easy way. Okay. The tough way is you read, you reread, try to understand, still get confused, then stand couple of years and still you would need somebody's help. Correct? So this is a process. So I can suggest that any confusion you have about your life or any question you have about the humanity or life, the answer is there in Bhagavad Gita. Yes, the best way is to become a friend with somebody who knows. That is a shortcut. Who has already read and well versed with, that person can support you, and then you yourself start systematically reading it. So over the period you will also read and understand and you will be able to recall. Okay, यहाँ पर लिखा हुआ है. This is the way we do sometimes, correct? We know, okay, this shloka is here and Krishna is telling this. So why I should eat only vegetarian food? Oh, Krishna is telling Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. Okay, we are clear. Correct? Yes. So why people get angry? Oh, Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, okay, Kama Isha Krodha Isha. Just there. Yes. So we can recall, we can reconnect because we have gone through couple of times and yes. But till we were not there, we asked somebody. Yes, we asked some devotee that okay, now what is the way out? So this is the way. So that's why this ABCD, so association, regular reading, chanting, and then ultimately when you eat prasad also the consciousness become much more better. Yes. Okay. So we'll stop here. We have this every Wednesday. We create. We have 1 hour question and answer session every Wednesday evening 7 to 8. So and almost all the time, a lot of people join there and we try to answer all the questions which are there. So we can discuss those questions there. Also, like during the prasadam time, also if somebody want to discuss with me, Shri or who, we can discuss that. Okay. Shri Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna. So today, in the interest of time, we'll maybe not chant the one full round. We can chant maybe 15 mantras. 15 times we will chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Then we'll go for Aarti. And I want to make one announcement that today the prasadam has been sponsored by our Prasad Prabhu.
Oh, Hare Krishna.
So we'll go with chanting.
15.
Then we'll do 15 times. So our devotees are distributing the chanting Gita. Yeah, we can go to it. It is there towards the end also.
Where is that? Yes. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Now start chanting Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura.
We thank Madhukant Prabhu for very nice and very practical class. Now we will go for Aarti. You can all face towards the altar.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, loudly, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna. Everybody. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna. जोर से Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare everybody. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama. Everybody. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Jayo Gandharvika Girdhari Gandharvika Girdhari Hare Hare Jaya Gandharvika Girdhari Gandharvika Girdhari Hare Hare Jaya Gandharvika Girdhari Gandharvika Girdhari Hare Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radha Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radha Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radha Jaya Radha Shyamsundar Radha Shyamsundar Radha Jaya Radha Shyamsundar Radha Shyamsundar Radha Jaya Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Narsinghadev 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 Jaya Narsinghadev Jaya Narsinghadev 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 Jaya Jaya Narsinghadev 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 Jaya Narsinghadev. So we request all the Prabhujis to start offering flowers from the left side, and all the Matajis can come from the right side and start offering flowers. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya. Prabhupada ki Hare Krishna. So today, because there is rain upstairs, so we have prasadam here only. So we have prasadam here. You want to say we just close this hand. So Mataji can say 2 rows towards walk. So who can sit here? We will start the distribution with Mataji. So Mataji can queue up here. Starting from here. So first one is starting here.
Hare Krishna, so we're starting the prasadam here. So thank you so much everyone who was having this class today, and I will look forward to meet you again on next Saturday for the session number 5.
Take a queue of straight queue. All the ladies can first queue up and thereafter Prabhu's queue. Okay.